Today we're in Bukit Mertajam, or BM as a local call it. It is a mid-sized town less than an hour drive from the island, but it has a food scene and hiking culture that is entirely of its own. We're here for 3 days to find out the dishes we can only get here, and to see if the views from the hills are as good as our friend said. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let's explore Bukit Mertajam together. We reached the town right at lunchtime, and honestly the heat was no joke. The first stop was in Sentosa Corner Coffee Shop. It's one of those classic coffee shops. There's no aircon, ceiling fans spinning like helicopters, tables packed so tight you have to breathe in just to walk past someone.
You look at the tables, they are so close to each other, full of people. I think it's a store for the Pulau. It's where they make the rice, they scoop the rice.
The yam rice is prepared with a dark color sauce, and it's slightly consists with a lot of dark soy sauce, and it's made with some mashed yam inside. And there are some pieces of yam served on top as well. The flavor is subtle and is perfect to serve together with other things that is being served together, such as braised pork knuckles, tofus, and eggs.
Very soft and tender. Tastes very balanced. I would say it's quite good. So the last one in the whole package is the soup. This is a salted vegetable soup.
And lastly, the salted vegetables clear soup is my favorite. The soup has a sharper taste from the salted vegetables, giving it a very appetizing and slightly tangy note. It has a very refreshing flavor, contrast to the colors and the appearance compared with the braised items.
The rice is okay. It's pretty standard. This is good. The pork knuckle is good. Okay, this is the mee rebus, and it's also one of the very famous ones that just over there at the store. Very, very nice presentation. And how about the taste? Let me try it out.
But we couldn't just stop at yam rice. My friend insisted me to try the mee jawa here too. So look at this gravy. It's thick, its layers is incredibly rich. After lunch, we head to Rojak orang Hitam Puteh. It is located in a nostalgic old shop called Heng. And the sauce here is the secret. It is not overly sweet, it's perfectly balanced, and they have lots of peanuts on top. It is just a simple pleasure to have it. It really hit the right spot.
Actually, it is small little very traditional Chinese coffee shop. It's very, very rustic. This is a very basic food. Rojak, they have Koay, they have sago, tofu, they have pineapple, but they have also added some
pineapple,
cucumber. Oh, yep, cucumber, and it is very, very standard one. But the sauce is pretty good. The sauce is quite thick. It's not overly powered by the sweetness.
With full stomachs, we decided to burn off some calories. So, our evening goal was going to Berapit Hill, or Bukit Berapit. Now, a little tip if you are coming here. The trailhead is tucked away behind some houses, and it's actually have to go through some private properties. But they are kind enough to let the public to go in until 7 p.m. The hike is entirely paved, which makes it pretty easy, but actually don't let it fool you because there are certain places that is pretty steep. So after about 20 minutes of huffing and puffing, and we reached to the fork and headed to the left, going up to the Wat Prakachai, a beautiful Buddhist temple. Check out the view. From up here, you can see the entire panoramic view of Bukit Mertajam. And on a clear day, you can even spot the Penang Island in the distance. Dinner was the mission because we want to compare the Char at two famous stores. First up, Ming charcoal dark egg Char. They got the Michelin Bib Gourmand, and you can see why. They use charcoal fires and huge fans to get that intense wok aroma. Okay. The flavor was exceptional. Smoky, savory, and it's perfectly balanced.
So this is the Michelin star Char. The most special thing that they use is the dark egg. What is inside are shrimp, and then they have the chives and bean sprout, definitely, an egg, put it on top, and there is some hot crackle, 猪油渣. They are using charcoal to fry it, and we can actually smell the charcoal smoky aroma that is already inbuilt into the Teow itself. And there's one very big difference compared with the others. We have a lot of okay. Now I can show you again once more how they fry it afterwards, and you can really see the fire, that inferno that is right at the bottom of the wok afterwards.
And while we are eating, the actual Michelin's team was just showed up to present their 2026 award. What a coincidence. But we had to be fair, because my local friends swore that BM Dark Egg Char is the best. The setup is similar, open air, big flames, and a very busy uncle at the wok.
Okay, we are at another, and it is not far away from the first one that we have tried. The reason we want to try both is because both are highly recommended. It is very similar to the first one we have tried, except the shrimp, they put it as the tail is there. The flavor of the one that we have just now has more wok aroma. That's the only slight difference I can think of. Overall flavor, I prefer the first one because it is a little bit more savory. But if you want to have a lighter one, this will be the winner. Over here, there's no aircon section. It's all outdoor without any aircon. And the final verdict is really depends on you. Which one do you like? I would say that both are good. You're gonna give me your vote, and please leave your vote in the comment section of this video and let me know your preference.
Day 2 started early at Coffee and Food 老友. We used our golden rule for travel to find the longest queue to join in. That led us to the family-run store selling comfort filet soup noodles. I had a chat with the owner, and he fillets these small comforts in seconds.
好吃啊，刚才吃了了，现在看你怎样做。40 years business with this is a father, and this is the son, and there's another one. It is the daughter is together, do it together.
After breakfast, we head to Tofu National Park.
It's supposed to be a pond in the past many years ago, but now it's no longer. It was a dam at this place.
It's a local favorite for morning exercise and hiking. And at first, we were a bit lost looking for the old dam until we met Miss Yu. And Miss Yu is a regular here that offers herself to be our guide. And that's the thing about Bukit Mertajam, the people are incredibly welcoming. So we follow her. We trek slowly to two spots. First is a viewpoint 520 and a place called Port Scam. Over there, a fellow hikers even serve us hot tea. So imagine that, sitting on a mountain, looking at the Penang bridges, sipping tea with new friends. What a great experience. Lunch was something I've never seen anywhere else. That's Bukit Mertajam cup rice. It is hidden in an industrial area with a signboard so faded you can't barely read it. They take a cup of steamed rice, flip it onto a plate, and smother it with some shredded mixture of roast chicken, char siu, and siu yuk. And then comes the secret weapon, a thick, dark sauce that looks like the KL Hokkien mee gravy mixed with the soy sauce chicken gravy. So this is the famous cup rice. There's no other places that I know present the chicken rice or char siu rice or the siu yuk rice in this way. This is the mixture of the shredded siu yuk, char siu, and the chicken. Now the sauce is basically a dark soy sauce base, which is slightly like the soy sauce chicken kind of, but it's not quite like. It is also something like a little bit like, how am I going to describe? Hokkien mee. It's a mixture of Hokkien mee and also the soy sauce chicken xiao gai, that mixture. So it is quite a unique combination. Let's try it.
Rice with a lot of sauce. And it's not Bukit Mertajam special rice.
Really good, surprisingly.
It's a wow combination, but the crispy pork that mixed with that mellow and caramelized sauce is incredibly delicious. For the tea break, and yes, we're still eating, we stopped at a roadside store by the name of Haji Muhammad Mengkuang Hitam Tokun. That isn't your average mee rebus, because the gravy is infused with crab flavor with crab meat.
Okay, this is the famous Mengkuang store, which is a Malay store just next to the roadside. You gotta try these two items. One is a mee goreng and the other one is a Mengkuang. And the most famous one is actually the Mengkuang, and that's why you can see there's a big pong of guava over there that I'm going to show you afterwards. It is actually made with crab. And it's quite a unique flavor, slightly salty, slightly sweet, slightly spicy. It's a very, very complex flavor. And the ingredient that they have is an boiled egg, and there's some sotong here, there's a squid, and there is some chuchuk udang. And I think there are some more things, there's some vegetables, some bean sprout. Okay, that's how it looks like. Now I'm going to start to eat it, and before doing it, I better mix everything up so that it's drenched and absorb all the sauces. Very, very nice. It's very unique. It's quite different from many others fried noodles, definitely. It is just by itself. So if you really want to try something like that, you likely have to go to Bukit Mertajam, because this is where this Mengkuang is famous for. Okay, the next one is the mee goreng. If you go for a char kway teow, it's dry, and this is not the same thing. This is a fried noodles, but this is not dry. This is slightly wet. It's literally quite wet, but it is wet in a good way.
As the sun went down, we head to the heart of the town at Cheng. This place is iconic. It is a U-shaped food court built right around the Tua Pek Kong temple. It's tidy, it's brightly lit, and it feels like a gourmet wonderland. We went for the Koay Char. The rice sheets are rolled up like a little tube. It's kind of like the tteokbokki, the Korean rice noodles. And it's served in a dark color, herbal flavored duck and pork broth.
On top, those are the mixture of duck. The longer one is duck. I think the smaller pieces are the pork belly. And if you notice that the noodles are actually noodles that roll up just like ji chao fan. And there are eggs, hard-boiled egg, some coriander on top, and basically the dark soy sauce kind of gravy is quite a lot there, and it is very very similar to the sauce that you expect from the soy sauce chicken.
Eating here with the temple at the side glowing with bright light, and I really like the ambience and feel the pulse of Bukit Mertajam. The next morning we returned to the Cheng areas again, and we went to the back of the temple. There's a Tofu lane, which is a tiny passageway with a cheeky history. And a bit further away is the art walk, but to be honest, the mural have faded quite a bit. But it's still a nice walk to see the old architecture of the town. You can't talk about Bukit Mertajam without mentioning the minor Basilica of St. Anne. And whether you are religious or not, this place is stunning. It is one of the largest pilgrimage sites in Southeast Asia. And at the back of the church there is a stairs. We walk up to the Station of the Cross, up the hill, and also there's a quiet moment at the grotto. Our timing was perfect because it was a Friday, and that means that the Friday night market at Taman is on. It's about 6:30. There's already a lot of people walking around, browsing around, looking for food, looking for various items. And we spot this one with the longest queue, and therefore we decided to try that out. So long queue. They're selling 湖角嘅午餐肉. The night market is huge. It has at least 100 stores I've counted. The Potong ice cream is a highlight for me because I haven't had these since I was in primary school. Although it's just a block of sweet corn ice cream on steak, but one bite, I feel that I'm back to 7 to 8 years old again. On our final morning, we tried to catch a sunrise at Mengkuang Dam, but the clouds blocked the sun because the rain was heavy last night. But the morning air was so refreshing. There's a paved way that is circulating the lake. It is quite massive and is perfect for anyone who want to have a long walk or jogging. We did another food comparison for the yam rice. For lunch, we are at BM Yam Rice Kopitiam, which is the original one. Honestly, it tastes almost identical to the first one that we tried. Both are incredible, but if you are in town, I would suggest you just go to whichever one that has a shorter queue. Our final stop before our 4-hour drive back to KL was at the BM Cathay Pancake.
60幾年，哇，犀利啊你！
This uncle has been there to make the charcoal appam balik since 1962, and he's a second-generation owner. But I wonder why, even though he won the Michelin Bib Gourmand twice, he doesn't even display his award at his place. I think he just wants to be there, quietly doing what he does best. And that's our 3-day trip to Bukit Mertajam. Thanks for coming along on this adventure with us. And which food do you like the best? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.